Welcome back, everyone. This is Tales from the Crypto, bringing you another video, and in today's topic, we're going to discuss PulseX and why it will do a 10,000x. But before we get into that, make sure you hit that like button, the notification bell, and subscribe. So what is PulseX? Well, PulseX will be the main DEX for the Pulsechain ecosystem. It's a fork of Uniswap with its own mind-blowing tokenomics. PulseX really isn't like any other DEX token that has come before it. It will host its own array of features and fundamentals that will make it a no-brainer token that you are most likely going to want to hold as soon as it comes out if you didn't get to participate in the sacrifice. So we'll discuss other ways you might be able to obtain it later on in the video. When Richard Hart initially announced PulseX, I think it was in December, I wasn't quite sure on how I actually felt about it at the time. I knew it was going to be another good opportunity, but until the tokenomics started getting detailed, then that's when I got really excited about it. Because not only did we get the opportunity to get Pulsechain, but PulseX in itself is gonna be wild. Like, because the tokenomics, when we start going through them, you're gonna see how insane this is gonna be. So one of the first tokenomics that I want to discuss is the buy and burn. So let's just put this into perspective here. PulseX will have a 0.29% transaction fee on every swap. Now, of that 0.29% transaction fee, 21% of that goes to a buy and burn mechanism that essentially buys PulseX out of the system and burns it forever. Now imagine just holding a token that's deflationary, and the more network adoption that comes to PulseX and Pulsechain in itself will just amplify those numbers. But one of the more cool things about that feature is that it's actually community controlled. Yes, you heard that right. You actually get to be the person that runs this function, and I will show you how in a second. If we go up to this tab right here, and you go down and you click burn, right here are the LPs to burn. So there's not too much available to pick from, and this is the test net. So you could just imagine when this goes live and all the ERC20s get copied over, there's going to be so many different liquidity pools and farming and yield generating opportunities going on that anyone can just come in here and run this. Now, another factor to this is that when you burn it, you actually earn a reward and earn some of the tokens. So if we click the PLS USDC, you will see this would burn 2.37 million PulseX tokens. You look up here, since the testnet's been active, over 64 billion. I mean, we're approaching 65 billion tokens that have been burned. That's nuts. Like, when it goes live, these numbers are probably going to be amplified greater because this, like I said, this is just the testnet. There's going to be so many more people active on here that 64 billion will probably be way higher. I mean, it's speculation of how high that would be, but you get what I'm saying. Now, actually, let me try to run this buy and burn function. Oh, never mind. See, that's what I said. It's community driven. Someone else came in and they already clicked it, so we don't have a chance to earn that. But right here, I'd earn 0.81 PulseX for this. We're just gonna try it out. Oh, can't do it either. While we're waiting, because I really do want to show you guys the buy and burn function, because I think that is a really cool feature. I'm gonna actually show you how fast some of these swaps are, like on the PulseX exchange. Well, it's Pulsechain, you know, because that's the blockchain that dictates the speed of the network, but I want to show you how fast it actually is. So we're going to go to swap, confirm. It's going to pull up our wallet. As you can see, the estimated gas fee is 0.0019. That's not even a tenth of a penny. That's wild. Like the gas fees are so freaking cheap. It's ridiculous. But now I'm gonna hit confirm and you're gonna see how fast this transaction goes through. And there we go. Confirmed. So it's pretty fast, which I'm excited about. I can't wait for it to launch. Now let's check the burn page again. Okay, here we go. Now we got some things to choose from. Let's see if we could get this bigger one. So right here you would earn 92 pulse by burning 107,000 PulseX. So let's click burn. Now, I mean, you have to try to beat other people to the punch. So people are actually going to be fighting over this because you're actually going to get to earn PulseX in the process of doing this, which could be cool because there's a staking element that's involved in this as well. So let's see, confirm transaction. No, trade transaction confirmed. See how I just went from 93 to 100, or I went from like 3 to 103? I didn't see exactly, but yeah, I earned those tokens. So what's cool about that is that you're actually going to be able to earn PulseX tokens by going in there and burning them out of the supply due to the LP, the liquidity providing. So now you might think, well, Pulse needs adoption for people to come over here and trade so that the transaction fees, a portion of those go to buy and burn. Well, for starters, there's on record 125 projects launching on the day or close to the day or shortly after Pulsechain launches. So there is already project adoption. Then you add in the fact that this is the biggest free airdrop in history for crypto. So now not only are millions of Ethereum users getting tokens, but they're going to get to come over because they're getting them on the Pulse chain and they're going to get to play and trade and swap. So that makes me extremely bullish on the whole ecosystem on Pulse chain and PulseX. These are two tokens you are definitely going to want to have in your portfolio and you're going to want to try to get them early on. Not financial advice, it's never financial advice. It's just my opinion. I mean, you have a coin that gets bought and burned out of the supply forever. You just hold it. There's a reason why cryptocurrency is the fastest appreciating asset class in human history. It's really a no-brainer. But that's not all. PulseX will also have a single-sided staking pool. So right here you go farms. Right here, this is where people can provide liquidity and actually earn APR, which I kind of don't recommend if you're new to this because there is a thing called impermanent loss, and there are some risks involved into doing this to even earn the yield. So you would probably want to earn. There's a lot of people that ain't even gonna play around with this because you're gonna lose one. Really what it is that you're taking two tokens, and that's why you see a pair for each of these. You have PulseX and Pulse. So you'll have to put an equal dollar value amount of both of them in a pool. So then when people trade, they're essentially trading against and with the tokens that you've provided. And in return, you get to earn the fees. And that's why there's an APR of 23.69%. You'll earn some of those fees. So that's pretty cool. But like I said, impermanent loss is a thing. And I wouldn't, because you could lose tokens. So that there is a risk involved in that. But there is a very safe way to stake your PulseX tokens. So not only can you burn them and deflate them out of the supply while also earning a little portion of them yourself to add to your own wallet, you also can come over to pools, which you don't see nothing here as of now because it is the test net. They're not doing anything with it now, but for a while you were able to do this. You would earn the PRT token when you stake your Pulse. And in the beginning, it was a very high APR. That's another thing too, is that when Pulse Chain launches and PulseX, and when they both go live and you're able to start trading on them, you're going to want to get your PulseX staked in these PulseX pools fast as you can, because that's probably when the most APR is going to be able to be earned. As more people pile their tokens, their PulseX tokens in here, the APR will drop. So right away it gives you the best opportunity to earn the most yield when it comes to staking your PulseX. And this is called a single-sided staking pool, and there's no risks at all. Nothing can happen. So there is no impermanent loss when it comes to doing this. So not only is PulseX deflationary, but you also get to stake it. And what a lot of people I've heard talk, their strategy really is, when they stake their PulseX token, they'll be taking the rewards that they earn and they will be selling it for PulseX and adding to their position that way. So you're holding an asset that's just going to get more valuable over time. So there's a reason why I said 10,000x. That's because it probably can do that. Obviously, it's all speculation, but there's a reason why I'm extremely bullish on this token and why I think it should be one of the biggest percentages of your portfolio going forward. This whole ecosystem is starting to develop in a way that's just giving you opportunity after opportunity. First it was Hex, then it was Pulsechain, now it's PulseX. And in the future, there's going to be a wallet which might have its own token itself, and there might be a sacrifice for that. But that's not going to come until after Pulsechain launches, so no worries about any more sacrifices as far as these main tokens go in the Pulsechain ecosystem. But we are kind of getting to the end of the video. If you found this information useful, please click the like button, comment your opinions on what you think PulseX is going to do. Subscribe so you could keep updated with all the Pulsechain news and everything going on in the whole entire ecosystem, as I will be going over quite a bit of information. There's so much going on with Pulsechain, PulseX, some of the tokens being built in the ecosystem, which I'm probably going to end up covering because they're a vital part to the success of this blockchain itself. So with all that being said, I hope you found this information useful, and I'm going to leave you guys here. Be on the lookout for the next video, and we'll see you on the next one.